can leave them right in.
Yo!
Hi.
What's up, man? How are
What's
you,
up,
bro?
Sam? How are you?
I'm good. Just
Nice to
trying to
meet
get
you
this line
via
set.
Instagram Live.
Oh my god. What are you seeing back there? I don't know what I want you to see yet.
I know. I feel that way too. Like I hit the camera flip on here sometimes, and I'm like, oh no, my living room's a mess.
I know, dude. Well, like, I mean, you can see my sink. I
Yeah,
put the
it's
fairy
nice.
lights on for you.
Yeah, it looks like a nice place. Where
Oh,
exactly are you on the West Coast?
I'm in LA, yeah.
You're in
I'm in
LA.
North
Okay.
Hollywood in a very small apartment. So we're
Yeah.
trying to do the best we can, but yeah. No, I feel like the fairy lights stay on 24/7 now. So
Yeah, I like that. It has a good little vibe, especially when you're in there so much.
yeah,
Staying
and
home.
best believe we're in here all the time. So
Yeah. What have
yeah.
you been doing? Have you been writing music? What have you been doing while staying home?
I've been
For
doing a little
passive
bit of
time?
writing. I will say, like, it is it's tough, man. I haven't felt as inspired recently because I think my mind just goes to, oh my God, we're stuck at home.
Yeah.
What? Like, when will this end? And for me, when I write, I like to be on the other side of the experience and then think back and write about it then. So it's right now, it's just all a little overwhelming to be stuck inside all day. But been trying to write. Been filming a lot of stuff. Been
Cool.
focusing on finishing the music for the next project. Watching a bunch of TV. A lot of RuPaul's Drag Race. A lot of
Yeah.
just trash TV, shitty TV. But
Yeah,
it's
totally.
anything to kind of pass the time. Tiger King.
Oh yeah, Tiger King. I finished. There was that bonus episode they put up that was.
Dude, I have not seen that yet. I need
It's
to go
kind of
watch.
crazy. It's Joel McHale hosts it, and he just talks to the whole cast.
That's
And
so funny.
yeah, it's pretty wacky
Okay,
that
yeah, I'm
happens.
gonna watch that. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And you're from Australia originally, and then you went to school in Boston.
From Australia, went to school in Boston, and yeah, lived in England for a year in 2010. Lived in Boston for 4 years. Now I'm in LA.
So we're a radio station in Connecticut, but I'm originally from the south of Boston,
Oh,
from
sick.
Massachusetts. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Where in Boston?
So I grew up in Rockland, Massachusetts. It's about 25
Okay,
minutes south towards Cape Cod.
gotcha.
And my family has a house on Cape Cod now, and they live there.
Amazing.
So,
That's
um,
awesome, dude.
but
I miss Boston, man. We got to go there when we were on the radio tour, and we
yeah,
hung out with some folks there, and it was just so nice to be back. I hadn't been back in like 4 years, so.
yeah. Was that the first time when you started going to school there? Was that the first time you had been to Boston?
Uh, it was it was the first time I'd been to Boston. It was, I mean, like, I'd been there to visit once before just to check out the college,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it was interesting moving from Sydney to Boston. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say, was the transition hard at first? Making that move.
it was tough. I mean, there were a lot of Australians there, so I mean, my guitarist who I still play with, who is sitting over there,
Yeah,
um, he's Australian as well. So it was kind of like finding the people that I immediately connected with was okay, but it's just, I don't know, getting used to, like, I don't know, using Fahrenheit and
right.
being cold for 8 months out of the year.
Yeah.
That was tough, but yeah.
And then from there, you started writing music, and I mean, you obviously perform music as well, but you were writing music for some other artists too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I've been really lucky to work with some amazing writers and artists and be a part of their stories. And I don't know, I think when I moved to LA, I didn't know who I wanted to be. I've always wanted to be an artist and to do all this. I just didn't know who I was yet. And so I started writing, and I think part of writing so much was to figure out who I was and what I wanted to say and what I wanted to sound like. And I got really lucky to just have the songs be heard by some awesome people, and then they reached out and they wanted to write. So it's been an amazing kind of 6 years, both good and horribly bad, but
Yeah.
it's all right, you know.
I've always wondered, when you're writing music for other artists, or when you're writing any song, do you have an artist in your head? Sort of like when people write movies and they have an actor in mind that they want to play the role that they're writing for. Do you think about that when you're writing a song?
Sometimes, I mean, I think sometimes we'll get halfway through a song and be like, oh, who do you guys hear this for? And that will be always interesting. I mean, we wrote a song recently that got that's been cut by quite a big artist, and
Oh, nice.
that was a song that I originally intended to keep for myself. And she heard it, she put a vocal on it, she made some little edits, and when I heard it, it became her story, and I was like, "This is 100%
it sort of
for
transforms
you."
it a little bit. Yeah,
And it just, I don't know, and that's kind of the beauty of songwriting. And even though like my songs are my little children, my babies, it always means a lot when another artist hears my stories and finds himself in it as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And I feel like you'd want to, although I feel like if I was writing music, I'd want to keep the good ones for myself. Like I'd have a little stash of, I'm keeping these good songs for when I want to release as myself for an artist, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And well, that's the thing. Like, since this city started doing what it's doing, it's been so nice to like go through my songs and be like, I want to keep this and this. And
yeah. And what a crazy story with this city. I mean, so the song, you wrote it in 2016, right? And then it came out a couple years later. And now this resurgence because of people using it in TikTok and remixes and videos. Like, what has that journey been like with that specific song?
Dude, mind-blowing, like overwhelming. I don't know. I'm just, sorry, I'm getting those notifications. Okay, here we go.
Oh, that's okay.
We're back. It's been really, it's been overwhelming. I never ever thought that this would happen. I have had other artists reach out being like, what did you do on TikTok? How did this happen? And I wish that I could tell them, and I wish that I could recreate it. I could bottle it and use it for all my releases, but it's, I don't know, man. It's the fans. Like I really, when I wrote the song, I was, you know, I'd been dropped from a label. I had been trying to make it in LA for a couple of years and trying to find the version of myself that everyone in LA would accept. And it just wasn't it. And it was my like diary entry and my cry for help. And I didn't think anyone would care about it because I didn't think anyone cared about me. And like, it just, so to now be 4 years later, to see what it's doing and how many people it's reached, it's overwhelming, and I'm trying to handle it. And now having to do all the, you know, the international promo tour from my apartment has been interesting as well. I don't know, man. I am really grateful, and it's all because of the fans that I have a career at all. There was no formula. It was just kind of, it was what the fans wanted, and that was it.
It's so weird, the timing of how things happen like that, because you had no control over it, obviously. It just started to, you know, a song that you put out a couple years ago, and then it just started to take off. Do you still feel that way about the city, about Los Angeles, when you wrote it about how you were feeling back then?
You know, man, I have such a love-hate relationship with LA. I think right now the going is, I mean, right now it's obviously a terrible time in the world.
I think
all trying to get through it.
You are right now, it's crazy.
But in the sense of my career and my life, LA is where I have to be rather than where I want to be. But I think if you're really busy and you live in LA, LA is amazing because it's, I don't know, there's good weather.
I lived there for a couple of years doing radio, and I feel the same way. Yeah, if you're busy and you have things going on, and the weather's great, but it can be overwhelming. It can be extremely overwhelming. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's definitely been better.
Yeah.
Because I'm not here as much.
Right.
Except for right now.
And speaking of your apartment, you made your television debut on Jimmy Kimmel, performing from your bathroom.
From right here, baby. Listen, you know what? The spoiler is it wasn't my bathroom, but it was a green screen, and so now I am the proud owner.
It came out good then.
Dude. I mean, I was like, I want this bathroom. This definitely isn't my bathroom. My bathroom is disgusting. That was like some like bougie ass bathroom, which is not mine. But it was kind of funny that like working with the whole team at Jimmy Kimmel was unreal. They're all so nice and welcoming, and for Jimmy to even have me on was unbelievable. And to make my, I don't know, man, to make my US TV debut from my apartment.
I was gonna say it's almost, you know, it's obviously a weird time for everyone like that, but I feel like it's gonna be more memorable for you and for Jimmy Kimmel and for the people who watched it, because, you know, as weird as it was, I feel like that's a memory that if you had just played the show regular, you're just like any other music guest, and I feel like this was something more special, you know?
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I would have loved to do it live.
Right.
And like, you know, it's weird. Like, you know, we set the green screen up here. I own a green screen, which is like hilarious in itself. But we set the green screen up, filmed it on my iPhone, and the vocals raw. There was no editing of the sound at all.
Wow.
And so that was nerve-wracking for sure.
Right.
Not that I edit a lot of my vocals, but it was really, like, I was really, really nervous. So I was like, how is the green screen going to look? Is it going to look like an 80s music video? What is it going to do? And it was just, the way they did it was so perfect and so amazing. And it will be a story that, you know, 5 years from now, when we're all fully on the other side of this, I mean, hopefully not 5 years, but like, right, you know, a couple of years from now, when everyone's vaccinated and we're all living our lives again, touring and all that stuff, it'll just be, I think, or even just when I'm older, it'll just be a crazy story. Like, yeah, I made my TV debut during a global pandemic when we were all forced to be at home.
Yeah, it's a great story. You'll always be able to see that video too. It'll just be up on the internet forever.
Yeah, yep,
it's great. Well, do you want to perform a couple songs?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, this first one is not out yet, but it's coming on. It's on the way. It's called Ready. Please just tell me if I'm wrong. Why you stringing me along? I'm doing my best to get you out my head, but it's been going for too long. I hope that you're happy. I know that you can be, 'cause no one's gonna love you like I love you if you let me. This isn't healthy, and nothing can help me, 'cause no one's gonna love you like I love you if you let me. Tell me when you're ready, ready. Tell me when you're ready, ready. I don't wanna keep pretending that you and me are only friends. I know you feel the same, but nothing ever changes. And I can't do this all again. I hope that you're happy. I know that you can be, 'cause no one's gonna love you like I love you if you let me. This isn't healthy, and nothing can help me, 'cause no one's gonna love you like I love you if you let me. Tell me when you're ready, ready. Tell me when you're ready, ready. Just say when, 'cause it hurts to know I've done all I could do. Oh, just say when, 'cause I'm running out of ways to say to you. I hope that you're happy. I know that you can be, 'cause no one's gonna love you like I love you if you let me. This isn't healthy, and nothing can help me, 'cause no one's gonna love you like I love you if you let me. I know we'd be happy. I know what we can be, 'cause no one's gonna love you like I love you if you let me. Tell me when you're ready, ready. Tell me when you're ready, ready. Tell me when you're ready, ready. Tell me when you're ready, ready.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks, man.
That was
Cheers,
great.
man.
So that's a new song?
That's a new one. It's coming. There's a project that's on the way. It's coming
Nice.
very, very soon. New music. It's funny, like, you know, promoting this city for as long as I have been and for as long as the song's been out, there's, and all artists get a bunch of shitty hate on socials, and like there's all these comments being like, he's only got one song.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm gonna like take photos of all the comments and splice them together to promote the new music.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
But it's all coming. But
yeah, you must have been itching to put up a new song because you've had that other one this season for so long.
Oh man, I've been writing for 3 years for this project. We had a short list of 26, 27 songs, and it's like 90. This project is like 95% of the way done.
Nice.
I'm excited. It's gonna be sick. But
that's great.
So I guess I'll play the song that you guys know.
Right. The one song we were just talking about. No, the song's beautiful though. We love you perform it.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate all the support. It's mind blowing to know that the song is on the radio.
Yeah. I know. It must be the craziest feeling. Yeah.
It is insane. I don't know how to explain it, and I'm trying to be in the moment and just be grateful for every second. It's just overwhelming. It's just kind of, I think about it too much. My head just
right.
But yeah, so this is this city.
Here we go.
I've been seeing lonely people in crowded rooms, covering their old heartbreaks with new tattoos. It's all about smoke screens and cigarettes, looking through low lights and silhouettes, but all I see is lonely people in crowded rooms. This city's gonna break my heart. This city's gonna love me, then leave me alone. This city's got me chasing stars. It's been a couple months since I felt like I'm home, and we're getting closer to knowing where I belong. This city's gonna break my heart. She's always gonna break your heart. I remember mornings where my head didn't hurt, and I remember nights when I didn't feel like work. She wakes up at noon and she's out till 3. She leaves her perfume all over me, but I remember mornings where my head didn't hurt. Oh, the city's gonna break my heart. The city's gonna love me, then leave me alone. The city's got me chasing stars. It's been a couple months since I felt like I'm home, and we're getting closer to knowing where I belong. The city's gonna break my heart. She's always gonna break your heart. Yeah. She got a hold on me. She got me wrapped around her finger. She got a hold on me. She got me wrapped around her finger. The city's gonna break my heart. The city's gonna love me, to leave me alone. The city's got me chasing stars. It's been a couple months since I felt like I'm home, and we're getting closer to knowing where I belong. The city's gonna break my heart. She's always gonna break your heart. Yeah. gonna break your heart.
Yeah, so good.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much for doing that. I feel like there's so many remixes and versions of that song, acoustic versions and everything, and now we have the Instagram Live version.
Dude, you know what? I was thinking of making, you know how artists are making those brackets to like line up their songs?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Song going head to head. I was thinking of doing like this city remix, this city acoustic, this
if
city.
people vote, yeah, that's a good idea.
Exactly. Let's do that. We should do that.
Yeah, totally. We should. Well, Sam, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We really appreciate it, man.
Of course, mate. Thank you so much for the support, for doing these and like entertaining everyone. Oh, Luca's in here. Luca Schreiner did the remix.
Oh, nice. What's up, Luke? Luca?
Luca.
Yeah,
he's the best. Go check him out, y'all.
Yeah, it's definitely been a different way to do interviews, even for me. I mean, I'm used to talking to people in the studio at the radio station, and live on stage or wherever. And doing these, it's different, but I think it's brought people together more, the fans, the listeners, everybody, because it does feel like a more intimate experience.
Totally, absolutely. It's yeah. I mean, look, like I miss meeting people. I miss my fans. I miss playing live shows. I think I miss people. Clapping and screaming, as opposed to just the dead silence of this
right.
But this is in the interim. This is great.
Yeah, and hopefully when you're back up in the Northeast, around here in Connecticut, we can meet in person and do a show or hang out.
Absolutely, we'll definitely do that. Hopefully sooner than later.
Hey? Yeah, hopefully sooner. All right, Sam, take care, man. Thank you so much.
Cheers, brother. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Stay safe.
See you later. Bye.